Deep in the azure waters of the Pacific Ocean, the rhythm of the waves danced to the symphony of life beneath them. Sunlight pierced the surface, casting shimmering beams that illuminated the underwater world like a living cathedral. Shoals of glittering fish darted between coral formations, their scales catching the light in bursts of silver and gold. The water was alive with a gentle hum of distant whale songs, the crackle of shrimp, and the occasional swoosh of a passing ray. Above the ocean, the horizon stretched endlessly, a seamless blend of sky and sea that promised both tranquility and the unknown. The ocean, vast and enigmatic, was home to a myriad of creatures, each playing their role in the delicate balance of the underwater world. Among them was a young diver named Ethan, a marine biologist passionate about the ocean's mysteries. For Ethan, diving wasn't just a career, it was a calling, a chance to connect with the untamed beauty of the sea. Ethan had spent years exploring coral reefs, meticulously documenting marine life, and passionately advocating for ocean conservation. His journey into the underwater world began as a curious child growing up near the coast, where he spent countless hours watching tide pools and dreaming of the vast blue beyond. As he grew older, Ethan pursued a degree in marine biology, dedicating himself to understanding the mysteries of the ocean. He had swum alongside manta rays, tagged sea turtles to study their migrations, and even rehabilitated injured seals. His research expeditions took him to remote corners of the world, from the icy waters of the Arctic to the warm, vibrant reefs of the Pacific, each dive deepening his love and respect for the marine ecosystem. On a balmy summer morning, he embarked on what he thought would be a routine dive off the coast of Fiji. The sun kissed the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink as a small boat sliced through the tranquil waters. With his gear meticulously checked, Ethan slipped into the ocean, his body merging with the underwater serenity. The coral reef below was alive with color and movement. Branching staghorn corals extended like intricate sculptures, their surfaces teeming with tiny, darting damselfish. Brain corals, with their labyrinthine patterns, created natural fortresses for shy gobies peeking out cautiously. Ethan's eyes were drawn to the soft corals, their pastel hues of pink, purple, and yellow swaying in the current like an underwater meadow. Among the coral crevices, a pair of clownfish danced protectively around their anemone home, while a moray eel slithered stealthily, its greenish body blending perfectly with the surroundings. A majestic parrotfish, its scales shimmering in a rainbow of colors, scraped algae from the coral with its powerful beak, a sound faintly audible even through the water. The reef was alive in every sense, a vivid tapestry of life that seemed almost surreal in its beauty. Schools of vibrant fish darted among the corals, and anemones swayed gently with the current. Ethan's heart swelled with gratitude for the chance to witness such splendor. He was there to observe a pod of humpback whales, known to frequent the area. These gentle giants had always fascinated him. Their songs echoed the secrets of the deep, and their sheer presence was a reminder of nature's grandeur. As Ethan descended deeper, his gaze caught the movement of a shadow in the distance. His heart quickened with anticipation. It was a humpback whale, a majestic creature gliding effortlessly through the water. Ethan marveled at its size and grace. He began to record its movements, ensuring he maintained a respectful distance. The whale seemed at ease, occasionally turning its massive head as if acknowledging his presence. Lost in his observations, Ethan failed to notice the subtle shift in the water's energy. The once calm currents grew tense, and the vibrant fish began to scatter. A chill crept over Ethan as he turned his head, his blood running cold at the sight of a shadow far more menacing than the whale. A large tiger shark was prowling nearby, its sleek body cutting through the water with predatory intent. Ethan knew the ocean's rules. He was in the shark's territory. Despite his experience, panic began to creep in. He tried to stay calm, remembering his training. Avoid sudden movements, don't provoke it, and maintain eye contact. But the shark was closing in, its eyes unyielding and focused. Ethan's breaths quickened, the sound of his own heartbeat loud in his ears. Just as the shark veered closer, Ethan's pulse thundered in his ears, his vision narrowing with the sheer weight of fear. The shark's sleek form glided through the water, each calculated movement exuding menace. Its cold, unblinking eyes fixed on him, radiating a predatory focus that made his chest tighten. Ethan fought to keep his movement steady, but the mounting dread made his limbs tremble. The water seemed to press in around him, heavy with the tension of the moment. Then, just as the shark's trajectory sharpened toward him, a shadow loomed above, vast and commanding. It was the humpback whale, emerging like a guardian from the deep. Ethan's breath caught as he realized the whale's colossal form was deliberately positioning itself between him and the predator, a barrier of pure power and grace. The sheer presence of the whale seemed to shift the balance of the encounter, its massive silhouette casting a shield of hope in the encroaching darkness. The humpback whale, sensing the imminent danger, had positioned itself between him and the predator. Ethan watched in awe as the whale's massive body shielded him. It let out a low, resonant moan that vibrated through the water, a sound both warning and defiance. The shark circled warily, seemingly unnerved by the whale's presence. Time seemed to stretch endlessly as the underwater standoff continued. The whale's movements were deliberate, its massive flippers creating a barrier. Ethan, frozen with a mix of fear and amazement, could only watch as this magnificent creature acted as his protector. The shark, perhaps calculating its odds, eventually retreated into the depths, its shadow dissolving into the blue expanse. Relief flooded Ethan, but he wasn't out of danger yet. The whale, as if sensing his vulnerability, lingered close, its dark eyes observing him with an intelligence that seemed almost otherworldly. Ethan's oxygen supply was running low, and he signaled his need to ascend. To his astonishment, the whale began to accompany him, rising slowly and keeping pace as he swam toward the surface. Breaking through the water surface, Ethan gasped for air, the sunlight blinding after the darkness below. He glanced back to see the whale's massive form still nearby, its presence reassuring. Ethan clambered onto his boat, his hands trembling. He looked back at the whale, overcome with emotion. It lingered for a moment, releasing a powerful exhale through its blowhole before diving gracefully back into the depths. Ethan sat on the deck, his mind reeling. The encounter was more than a brush with danger. It was a profound connection with a creature that had no reason to help him, yet chose to do so. The whale's actions defied logic, embodying a compassion that transcended species. Ethan vowed to share this story, not just as a tale of survival, but as a testament to the intelligence and empathy of the ocean's inhabitants. Over the following days, Ethan couldn't shake the memory of the whale. The encounter left him deeply introspective, and he found himself replaying every moment in his mind. His nights were filled with vivid dreams of the ocean and the guardian that had saved his life. Driven by a newfound sense of purpose, Ethan began a personal mission to learn more about humpback whales, diving into research and connecting with other marine biologists who studied their behavior. He discovered stories of whales showing similar acts of altruism, protecting seals from orcas or guiding lost dolphins. On his next dive, Ethan felt a mix of trepidation and determination. He ventured deeper into the Pacific, hoping to spot the same humpback whale. During one dive, he encountered another pod of humpbacks and noticed subtle scars on one that reminded him of the guardian. Could it be the same whale? The thought filled him with awe, and he spent hours observing the pod, their gentle songs reverberating through the water. As weeks turned into months, Ethan began documenting his experiences, sharing them with a broader audience. He gave lectures about the intelligence and empathy of marine creatures, his words often returning to the profound moment when a whale chose to save his life. This connection also led Ethan to launch a new conservation initiative aimed at protecting the habitats of humpback whales and other marine life. His work gained momentum, inspiring communities to care for the ocean with the same sense of respect and wonder he now carried every day. The memory of the whale became more than a moment of survival. It was a turning point that reshaped his life and deepened his connection to the sea. It reminded him that the ocean, while vast and untamed, held a depth of compassion as boundless as its waters. He returned to the waters, not out of fear, but to honor the bond he felt. Each dive became a tribute, a way to protect the world that had given him so much. The ocean, vast and unpredictable, had shown him its peril and its grace. And in the heart of a whale, Ethan found a reminder of the interconnectedness of all life, a truth as deep and enduring as the sea itself.